my speech for self-analysis. Here's my 5 people. Also happy. Alright. Michelle.
Can you tell me when you want me to stop it?
I will. Okay. So, my name is Miriam Garcia, and my major is in Human Resource Management. The reason I took Intro to Communications is because, 1, for gen ed credit, it's just general education, and 2, because in the field of work I'm going to go into, I'm going to have to talk to various people and be able to talk to them properly. Throughout my life, public speaking hasn't exactly been my easiest thing to do. I have grown and improved on it. I do have strengths that I have built up. I have weaknesses that I have to work on, and obviously with weaknesses comes room for improvement. Some of the strengths I have are I'm able to adapt to the audience that I'm speaking to. I've been told I have a natural tone to my voice when I'm making a speech, and I'm able to improvise, especially because of the line of work I'm in. I'm able to adapt to the audience I'm speaking to. While I'm training, I have to figure out whether the people are experienced or inexperienced, what they've done before, so I have to adapt my training course to those people. I've had teachers before that fail to realize that they're talking to a group of college students instead of a group of scientists or scholars, and they have this monotone voice. It's very boring, and it's just not very interesting. I lose interest very fast. So I make it a point in my training classes and when I'm talking to people to make my tone as natural as possible to keep their attention, and be able to, hopefully get those people to absorb what they need to absorb. In addition to adapting to the audience and having the tone, I have to be able to improvise in a short period of time. I never know when I'm going to be pulled out of the training room to go do something, when they're going to need the training room for something, so I'm going to adapt what I'm doing. And the most important thing is I'll never know what's going to come out of a new hire's mouth. So, depending on what happens, I have to conform what I'm doing and be able to tie it into what I'm doing to make sure that attention span keeps going and the flow of the speech keeps going as well. Now, with the strengths, obviously, comes weaknesses. My weaknesses, I say a lot. Usually, if I'm not prepared, I'll say a lot. Some of my speeches can be pretty disorganized, which is really, really bad. And I tend to lack the visual aids sometimes that I need to help people understand what I'm saying. I say a lot. I used to say a lot when I started training. It was really, really, really bad. And I'm sure I sounded pretty insecure when I used to talk to people because of the fact that it sounded like I didn't know what I was talking about. Part of that happens because of the disorganization that I have throughout my speeches. If I don't know what I'm supposed to say next, I'll sit there and be like, and it just sounds really, really bad, really unprofessional. So, I'm all over the place, and not only do I confuse myself, I confuse my audience, which then in turn doesn't bring any really, really good results. And the visual aids, those. Sometimes I don't bring visual aids that I'm going to need for a speech, which may, those help in having people understand what I'm trying to say, understand what I'm trying to teach them. Without those visual aids, a lot of people tend to forget what I told them. So I need to remember to bring those in. Now with those weaknesses, I do have, we have room for improvement, which everybody does. So my room for improvement is I have to practice. That's the bottom line. If I practice, I won't say as much because I'll know what I'm saying. I will be able to figure out whether or not something is organized well enough for it to be understood. And I'll be able to figure out if I need a visual aid or not. So ultimately, the problem solver for me is to practice my speeches before I do them. At least the 3 problems that I just told you guys about. So, in the line of work that I'm in, I have to use public speaking on a regular basis. Hopefully, if my career spans out the way I want it to do, I will be addressing masses of people, which I will need to be able to do efficiently and properly, and hopefully have them pay attention to me long enough to understand what I'm trying to say. So to do that, I need to build on the strengths I have, work on the weaknesses I have, and work on the never-ending list of opportunities of improvement.